Alright guys, this is Jim for Broadcast Bulletin, the executive producer and co-host, here to make the major announcement. Actually, it's a two-part major announcement. We are launching next Thursday, guys. That is indeed Thanksgiving. November 25th. We've been waiting for this day for months. And we're launching that day because a lot of you guys will be off or with your family. I'm not expecting you'll listen on Thanksgiving Day. I think a lot of y'all are going to have time that weekend. Black Friday, you might be waiting in the lines. If you still go out and do that. You might be at home, you might be traveling back home and want something to listen to. And that long weekend is the perfect opportunity to debut our show, in my opinion, because it's going to give you something fresh to listen to during that long weekend. Or it might be a slow day in the newsroom and you might want something fresh to listen to. So I just think it's the perfect time to launch. Now, we are going to tell you who guest number one is going to be. I'm pretty excited to unveil them. They've been a pretty big supporter of ours since we reached out to them and they agreed to come on, and they're a huge supporter of our show. But before I tell you who guest number one's going to be, let me start off by making the first part of our major announcement. Part one of our major announcement. We are now on all major podcast sites, guys. That's right. We are now on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Deezer, and TuneIn. So no matter where you listen, you'll find us wherever you get your podcast. We are pretty much everywhere. A lot of y'all have been telling us, we can't find you on Apple or Spotify. We've been looking and we don't see you. Well, you know what? Now we are wherever you get your podcast. We, of course, are still on YouTube. That's where the show will publish first. That is our video version. So if you want to see what my face looks like, or Jacob's face looks like, or the guests, that option is still available for you. Now, drum roll. Let's unveil the very first guest for Broadcast Bulletin.
Hey guys, my name is Shelby Stevens, and I'm proud to be the first guest of Broadcast Bulletin, the podcast. Make sure you guys tune in. You're going to learn a lot about my experience in the industry. See you then.
All right, thank you, Shelby. You heard her. Listen to episode 1. That's going to be debuting on Thursday. Our very first guest is former Memphis and Nashville reporter Shelby Stevens. Some of you might also know her under her maiden name, Shelby Sansone. That's what she went by most of her career. That episode is dropping on Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Time, wherever you find podcasts. So if you lived in Memphis and watched Fox 13 WHBQ, or if you watched WSMV Channel 4 Nashville NBC, then you are definitely going to know who she is. She really opened up to us, went into her mental health struggle, why she got out of the business. She's really open and passionate about it. And we just focus on how she got into the business, because she got in at a really young age of 21 in the top 50 market. And that's just not something that normally happens. So I think what we're doing with our podcast and with our guests is we're finding people with unique stories. And I think there's a lot of people who are willing to come on and share those. I think our listeners will find those fascinating. So you have got to tune in. It is a must listen for anyone who wants to get into the business, maybe wants to get out. She's going to give us a lot of great insight. So be sure to tune in Thursday, 8 a.m. Central on all podcast sites and on YouTube at youtube.com/c/broadcast bulletin. Be sure to subscribe. And Instagram is at Broadcast Bulletin. Please be sure to follow. We are trying to get to 60 follows before November 25th. So please follow Instagram. Until next time, it's Jim with Broadcast Bulletin, and peace out.